Hey guys, okay. Pardon what I'm doing in my hands. I'm trying to, this yarn got so tangled and it's taking me the whole day. It's gonna take me the whole day to untangle it so I could wind it up so I could use it. Because if you saw my previous video, I'm crocheting right now, and I'm also doing crocheting and this technique called Tunisian crochet because I want to start making my own clothes. I'm not really interested in making dolls and toys. I'm interested in making garments. So that's the plan. So this video is about the Webasco heater because this is long overdue. Okay, so before I had the Webasco, I had this heating unit here, I got off Amazon, and it worked wonderfully. I'm from Florida, and it worked just fine, providing me heat in the bus. And it ran on regular gasoline, so I just kept, container gasoline around and filled it up as needed and kept it rolling, right? Now I'm in this area in the north where it is winter. When they say winter is coming, winter is coming. Okay, so trying to see. Anyways, so I had to get something, right? And thank goodness, because I'm a nurse, I got this job, and they gave me a traveling stipend or a moving stipend, right? And usually nurses would take that stipend and put a down payment on, the apartment and, cover the rents, that kind of stuff. Maybe buy some things to decorate the apartment and keep it stepping. I did not do that because I live here in this bus. So I went to YouTube University, and they talked about the different heaters. And there's one, it was Webasco, and something starts with E. I cannot even think of it right now. If I remember it, I'll try to put it here. So anyway, I was thinking about the one with the E, started with E, because it was, YouTube Fabulous. All the people who live in vans was using that model, right? So it took me forever, but I did not want to install it myself. YouTube University had all this stuff, so you can install this yourself, and I did not want to do that. I wanted to get it professionally installed, right? And this was actually took months to figure this out, right? Because when I kept Googling it, I could not find anyone local to help me install it, right? And all my nursing siblings was like, no, you don't understand. You're going to have to get an apartment. You do not understand the code. You can't live there, Kadira. You cannot live in your bus during the winter. And I was like, that would defeat the whole purpose. If most of my income goes to housing, right? That would defeat the whole purpose of me moving here. So I figured, somehow I stumbled on the word, maybe it's on YouTube, someone called it a bunk heater, right? And I said, I should have realized this because I used to be a Class A driver. Bunk heaters. So I went back to Google, chose bunk heaters. Lo and behold, I found a company that installed both products, Webasco and the one I can't remember right now that starts with E. So called them, found out how much it was. First I called and said, can you do it, right? Can you do it? And he's like, yes. And then they tell me I don't have the ones with the E anymore, and it's probably because of tariffs and all this other stuff, but they did not have the one with the E. They said right now, all the components, but they had Webasco. So, and they said basically it is basically the same thing. It's basically like choosing between two German the German brand, and I'm not sure if Webasco is American anymore or if it's just a different German brand. It was something like that, right? So I said fine, because that's what I needed. I'm not playing. I'll tell you how much it cost. It was $4K, okay, to install this, to pay for the item and to pay for the installation. And because I did it that way, I have a 3-year warranty on the product, right? So I loved it. The first night I used it, I actually did the install. The guy showed me how to use it, and then I had to go to work. Sugar ain't playing. And then I drove to work. I couldn't turn it on, and it was crazy. So, because I paid so much money, I called these people. It was like 4 o'clock, 4:30. The guy said he already left. The guy who installed it went home. I was like, you guys got to figure this out. I can't turn it on. There's no point. I'm going to be really angry if I have to get a hotel room because I cannot turn this machine on. They gave me his cell phone. I talked to, we walked through it. Guess what? I have two. Everybody has fuses. It has the fuses on it for safety. I also have additional fuses that belong to the house, right? Which she attached it to. So what happened was the fuse popped. Because it's for, using it was like, what's going on? So I had 2 fuses, one of the fuses popped. Not destroyed, not broken, it's just like overload, right? So I just took the fuse out, put it back in, repopped it, went back on. And I think it happened twice. But now the bus system understands the system, and now they're getting along, But it wasn't, there's no way I could have known that. I thought something broke. And if I had installed this myself, I wouldn't even know where to start, right? So I know that there's all these guys out there who install things and go into YouTube University, but I'm going to be the one who's like, you could get a professional to get it done, okay? This thing did massive heat. This is the first time me living in snow all the time. Frigid, rigid, 0 degrees snow, Awful. Cold, miserable coldness. I didn't even feel it. I was no gown warm in my bus. Didn't have to snuggle, didn't have to do anything special. I was so relaxed. This little gadget, I'll show you pictures, was amazing. But then, of course, I live in winter country. So when I opened the door to go to work, I was crying. But even then, I went to REI, I got supplies, I'm layered up, I did all the things so I could walk, got my boots. So even walking to work, I was okay. But I couldn't believe how frigid, rigid, terrible winter it was. And I am in a bus perfectly fine. Months later, not even a month later, it might have been a few months later, a couple of months later, something happened with it was like, wasn't turning on. Something weird happened. I can't remember. Called these people. They fitted me said, can you be here the next morning? They didn't even say next week. They didn't say, they was like, literally, I called them that evening. They said, I'll see you in the morning. Whatever happened with it was something simple. No parts. I think it was something simple that they did. They checked out, sent me on my way, right? And they checked it out. Didn't pay $1 because it's under warranty. Because for 3 years, that's just something crazy. Even every single part that whole thing could be completely replaced because it's under warranty because of the way I did it. And maybe you guys have warranties too. It doesn't matter. They'll just send you the whole part. Labor, I love that I didn't have to pay for this man's labor. Loved it. So that was my Webasco. I survived the winter, right? Because of that machine. I did not feel the winter. Everybody checked on me all winter long because it was terrible. It's a terrible winter. I was sitting inside this building, super comfortable, minding my own business, living my best life. Okay? Now that it's warm, there's this thing called, there's the heat mode, and then there's this thing called vent mode, which when in winter I didn't care about. I'm like, okay, we have a vent mode. I'm now using the vent mode. What it does is pulls all the hot air out the bus. But at night, it pulls in the coolness of the night that I am really considering, because I was gonna buy a splitter and get AC in the bus. I'm considering not bothering. To such extent, I'm going to go months. I'm going to go the whole summer and make a decision, because if I don't need it, I'm not going to get it, because I'm comfortable. Like right now, I'm not standing next to her. I've got a little sheen on my face, but I'm comfortable. If I really wanted to cool down, I'll just go sit next to it, or I'll put a fan over me and let it circulate, and I'll be cooled down. But I'm filming, and you will hear that noise. That's the reason. Oh guys, I'm still working on this mess. Anyway, that is the Webasco heater. Short and sweet, because I'm determined to catch up on you guys, to tell you what's going on. And yeah, I love that machine. It costs $4K with the labor, because the product itself was $2,200. So yes, I nearly spent $2K on the product and nearly another $2K on the labor, right, to get it professionally installed. So I completely understand how you finally get the product you want and you can't afford the labor. I completely understand that. And like I said, when I got that stipend, I said I'm going to be reasonable with it. That's what happened. Anyway, I love you guys. I'll talk to you soon. I am going to do a series of catch-up videos, so get you guys caught up. So, not sure what the topic is, but you're going to see me again, because we're going to get this done. Besos.